Ripe is about 2 weeks in, and players are starting to transition into the mid-game grind. If you're wondering which bolt action rifles are worth sticking with as you progress, this is the tier list you need. In this video, I'll rank every bolt action rifle in Escape from Tarkov, breaking down which ones still hold the weight as the competition heats up and which ones might be dragging you down. The Mosin is your first bolt action option and a fan favorite if you have heard of the legendary Mosin Man. Cheap, reliable, and capable of headshots even through helmets, it's a staple early wipe. Just head over to Proper as at level 1 you have 2 choices to buy right at the start. This rifle screams early wipe the second you miss a shot or load it with subpar ammo. It's one of those guns that thrives on precision, and if that first shot doesn't connect, you're in for a rough time. This would put it in B tier since this can stay relevant throughout the wipe. Alright, to keep this one short and sweet, the VPO 215 is going straight into D tier for a few reasons. No real modding options, ammo stats lower than other options at this level, for myself at least not fun using for any means if I can choose. I see no real reason to choose this over the Mosin, which is available early on as well and is just better in every single way. The SV98 is an interesting one to talk about. You gain access to it fairly early on, but like many things in Tarkov, it only really comes into its own as you progress deeper into the game. You might notice that big green stick that you have to stash for a Peacekeeper quest, and to be honest, the green version is a rough start, but once you reach higher trader levels, the SV98 can outshine any Mosin in terms of stats, with significantly higher ergonomics, even when suppressed, and the potential to eliminate that frustrating overswing if built properly. For that reason, and that reason only, we are dropping this in A tier. It does contain potential with weight, and ammo is usually very easy to come by, even the high tier stuff if you search right. Next up, we have the M700, a Tarkov classic that feels like an upgrade in every way, if you can solve one problem: the ammo. Your best options are obviously M61, M62, which are either rare finds or late game crafts, one of those. Ammo is the biggest hurdle for this rifle. You unlock it pretty early. Quick scoping with an ergo-focused setup, or really any configuration to fit your playstyle. It has the most modding options of anything else on this list. The meta build I'm showing here is what I rely on for long-range engagements, always paired with a pistol for those inevitable close-quarter panic moments. Until I hit the long road quest, this is my go-to setup to grind for the next bolt action, which, spoiler alert, is my absolute favorite. With M700, we will put this into C tier, since there are other guns with the same ammo type that have benefits this one doesn't, such as simple modding and weight. Now for my personal favorite, the DVL, specifically the silence version. This gun stays relevant all the way to the late wipe. It's lightweight, easy to handle, and perfect for mobile sniping. Sure, its modding options are limited, but that is also where it shines, since fewer parts are needed to give you a silence killer that can put a enemy to sleep 300 meters away. Plus, with the 10-round mags only taking one inventory slot, we got plenty of space to pair this with a sidearm or SMG. No bias here when I say this is S tier. You see many streamers and average players rush for this over most other bolt action rifles due to the quick ADS and lightweight maneuverability of the weapon. Finally, the T5000, a late wipe powerhouse. It shares ammo with M700 and DVL, but brings better ergonomics to the table, depending on how you build it. That said, it's heavier than DVL by about 1.2 kilos, which could slow you down if you prioritize fast repositioning like me. Due to the modding ability, the good ergo, I want to place it higher than M700, but it's still not as good as the DVL for me because of the weight increase. I will leave it at a solid B tier for me. Wrapping up the list of bolt actions, we've got the AXMC and the TRG M10, both chambered in the powerhouse 338 Lapua Magnum. Let's be honest here, these rifles are less about practicality and more about flexing. While I haven't spent countless hours with them, my experience so far tells me that they feel almost identical in how they perform. First off, the suppressor. Sure, it's there, but let's be honest, it doesn't do much to hide your presence. That 338 Lapua is loud no matter what you attach to it, and firing is like ringing a dinner bell for every player on the bloody map. Add in an absurd recoil and you're left with a rifle that offers you one and only one solid shot to secure a kill. The biggest downside is the practicality, or lack thereof. These are ultra late wipe rifles that most players won't even touch unless they get lucky. The modding options are extremely limited, and the in-raid utility is questionable at best. But outside of the meme runs and novelty raids, they're just not really worth it. All these reasons, I'm putting both the AXMC and the TRG family in D tier with the VPO. Cool? Yes. Effective? Not so much. Sniping is one of the most rewarding player styles. There's nothing quite like landing that perfect 300-meter headshot. It takes patience, practice, and more importantly, precision, but the payoff is so worth it. For me, the DVO still remains king at the very top of the list. But what about you? Which bolt action do you swear by? Let me know in the comments below, and if you want more tips and guides, hit that subscribe button and stick around for more Tarkov content.